not only because Justice Fortas is a very capable jurist, but primarily because of the principle, namely that this is the prerogative of the President of the United States, and the President's term runs until next January, and that therefore this is ridiculous political shenanigans to be trying to reach out for some reason not to fill the Chief Justice spot. I think that any president that failed to fill that spot now, instead of waiting a while, would be guilty of forfeiting some of his responsibilities.
Senator, there's been some talk of an investigation of the Supreme Court by members of the Senate. Can you comment on that, please?
Yes, the Senate is always suspicious of everybody except itself, and therefore when they disagree with the court, they're going to investigate the court. When they disagree with the House, they're going to investigate the House. When they happen to think otherwise than the president, well, they take after him. I hope that the man on the street takes this with a grain of salt.
Let's just make a couple of comparisons. The taxes in the United States, federal, state, and local, all taxes add up to 28% of our total output. That's, except for Canada and Japan, that's the lowest average rate of taxes in the entire world. So if you want to call 28% taxing ourselves out of existence, okay.
Missouri Congressman says the president has no intention of cutting the expenditures by $6 billion.
I've talked at length with the president about the $6 billion expenditure cut. He has every intention of carrying it out to the full. He's going to be doing some cutting, I'm sure, in the defense budget, the non-Vietnam defense budget. I'm sure he'll be cutting some in public works programs, which takes a lot of political courage in an election year. He'll probably cut some in space. There will be some postponements on some of the lending programs. All told, there will be every effort to cut in those places where we can afford to slow down or cut back, and every effort to try to protect those programs that are essential to the social stability of a democracy.
Well, according to the investigation of the police officers that worked with us in this, through the district attorney's office also, there is quite a big percentage of the schools in the Tarrant County area that are involved in this marijuana. Would you say 80%? No, I wouldn't say more than 25 or 30, 25% of the kiddos, I'm sure. Than the next fellow. And it's important that we keep the Senate out of the hair of the Supreme Court. These are to be separate functions in government. And if ever the court can be intimidated by the Senate, our very carefully constructed constitutional separation of powers principle and balance of powers is shattered. I think that senators ought to know better than what some of them are saying at the present time.
Oh, I do. I think that as the pressures of Vietnam let up, as we get to the end of hostilities in Vietnam, we'll cut and then eliminate that surtax. I think of it entirely as a temporary measure, yes.
Dr. Heller, some economists are predicting inflation of as high as 50% or more by the end of this year. Do you think this is accurate?
They're nuts. Let's just face it. Anybody who says there's inflation of 50% by the end of this year is just a little off.
Dr. Various economists have said that it is possible to tax the nation out of existence. Are we approaching that point, or will we?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question about are we being taxed out of existence.
In most of the schools.
How are they obtaining it?
Through the kiddos in the school. They're actually going out of town. They're not getting it in Fort Worth or Dallas. They're getting it away from them. The main place, they're going into Mexico after it, and a lot of it is secured in Austin, so some of the information was brought out before us.
And you say it's in all of the schools in Tarrant County?
Every school that we talked to, I don't believe there was a single one that was, but I mean, now that's just in Fort Worth and Arlington. And we didn't take in any of the other schools, other county schools.
Junior high?
There's some junior highs they claim that a lot of them are using the junior high.
Are they having pushers within the schools?
The kids are doing it themselves. There's no outside people doing it. It's the kiddos in the school system that's doing it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that we're too far behind the original schedule. We have been delayed because of this awaiting a decision on the wage rates. We'd intended to go out in April, and we'll soon be going out for bids, advertising for bids to award the contract. So I would say that we've been delayed because of the labor situation since April until the present time.